Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 470 based on novel. So let's start. When Wang Lin grabbed the heaven-splitting axe, a powerful ancient god aura rushed into his body through his right hand. It went straight in between his eyebrows into the 8th star that was only a vortex. This ancient god aura was heaven-shaking. As it rushed into Wang Lin, his 8th star vortex began to swell and absorb like crazy. Cultivators like us never shrink from a fight. Wang Lin's voice was like thunder, and behind him, the Cloud Sea cultivators became crazy. Cultivators like us never shrink from a fight. This wasn't just Wang Lin's voice, but the cries and roars of the thousands of remaining cultivators. At this moment, they forgot about death, they forgot about everything. The only thing that remained was monstrous battle intent. Wang Lin stood above tens of thousands of people and looked at the thousands of cultivators behind him. Are you all willing to die with me? This line set off a storm and echoed into the ears of the thousands of cultivators, causing them to let out a heaven-shaking roar. This roar entered the ears of the countless outer realm cultivator and made their hearts tremble. They looked at Wang Lin with fear in their eyes. Countless years ago, during the Second Sealed Realm War, their ancestors also looked at another person with the same eyes, the Lord of the Sealed Realm at that time. Wang Lin's eyes were like lightning as he turned to look at Grandmaster Yunlu, who was being protected by countless cultivators. Monstrous killing intent erupted from his eyes. He was prepared to do what Master Hongshan was stopped from doing. Before the excited gazes of the thousands of Cloud Sea cultivators and the fearful gazes of more than 100,000 Outer Realm invaders, Wang Lin stepped forward with monstrous killing intent. Kill! Wang Lin roared. This roar was heaven-shaking. It was an ancient god roar. This roar shook the heavens, and an indescribable aura erupted from Wang Lin's body and entered this roar. This roar caused the expressions of a large amount of Outer Realm cultivators to change, and they actually retreated. The shock to their souls caused endless fear to rise inside them. It was as if Wang Lin, who was holding the heaven-splitting axe, was in invincible existence. The shocking battle intent erupting from his body would cause anyone who blocked him to collapse. Those thousands of crazed cultivators moved with Wang Lin. Thousands of Cloud Sea cultivators charged forward like crazy. They were going to die? The Cloud Sea cultivators could die in battle, but they couldn't escape. This was a determination, a will, a glory. The glory of dying in battle. This glory was going to spread across the entire inner realm and ignite the frenzy of war. Only then could there be a sliver of hope for victory when the gap between the two sides was so great. The war that would last an unknown amount of time had just begun. If they lost this battle, there will not be any living being left in the inner realm. This was a real battle to the death. In the cold mountain in the distance, the beacon burns for several seasons. Those that died at the frontier were buried but not remembered. Wang Lin rushed into the invading outer realm cultivators like a sword piercing into the enemy. He didn't wave the heaven-splitting axe in his right hand, he only lifted his hand. Just the killing intent made it so no one dared to block him. Grandmaster Yunluo's expression changed greatly. She stared at Wang Lin and raised her jade-like hand. As the orders were sent, the shocked Outer Realm cultivators all charged forward with ferocious expressions. It was as if this was the only way to mask their fear. Wang Lin's eyes were bloodshot as he continued rushing forward. A powerful storm surrounded his body. No one could block him, no one dared to block him. Kill! Those cultivators that had charged forward immediately scattered. The fear in their hearts suppressed their ferocious expressions. Master Hongshan and Master South Cloud immediately charged forward to stop all the third-step cultivators from interrupting. However, the cold-looking boy was on par with Master Hongshan, who had just been injured by the Celestial Imperial concubine. Even with his cultivation level, he couldn't hold everyone off when facing so many third-step cultivators. The Fire Sparrow clan Ancestor was the first to rush out from the battle against Master Hongshan. He was filled with killing intent and surrounded by black fire as he charged forward. As he charged forward, his Fire Sparrow mark flashed and rushed out, forming a giant black firebird. The firebird was very large, and it surrounded the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor's body. A large amount of Joss flames appeared above the firebird, giving it a powerful momentum. He charged through layers of cultivators toward Wang Lin. "Little bastard, so what if you have the heaven-splitting axe? Let this old man show you how I'll kill you." He was extremely fast, and in an instant he was less than 10,000 feet from Wang Lin. The black firebird released menacing-looking flames that were closing in on Wang Lin. Wang Lin's eyes were red from killing. He stared at the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor as he charged forward. He didn't speak a word and jerked the heaven-splitting axe in his right hand. His ancient god stars rotated rapidly and ancient god power filled his body. He mercilessly chopped down on the incoming Fire Sparrow clan ancestor. "Anyone who blocks me will die." Wang Lin jumped forward and waved the heaven-splitting axe. A giant phantom axe appeared before Wang Lin. This phantom axe was very large, almost as large as the formation spirits. It chopped down at the black firebird. This axe was heaven-shaking, and it attracted too much attention. Even the various third-step cultivators battling Master Hongshan and Master South Cloud all looked over from the corners of their eyes. There was no need to speak of the countless invading cultivators that had rushed in. They looked over with fear and expectation in their eyes. They were expecting the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor to kill Wang Lin so Wang Lin could die before them. This was the only way to disperse the fear that lingered in the hearts of the Outer Realm cultivators. The thousands of Cloud Sea cultivators behind Wang Lin looked up in excitement. They didn't fear death, but if Wang Lin was blocked by the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor, even if those two began a fierce battle, it would heavily impact the fierce momentum they had just built up. Wang Lin couldn't be blocked, not even for a breath. Wang Lin was filled with killing intent when the phantom axe smashed down on the black firebird. The black firebird released a monstrous flame to resist the heaven-splitting axe. However, this axe was the heaven-splitting axe. Thunderous rumbles echoed and the monstrous fire collapsed. The fire wasn't able to resist at all as the phantom axe pierced through. Thunderous rumbles echoed across the stars. Everyone clearly saw what happened next, and it was something they could never forget. The pride of the Cloud Sea cultivators, the immortal nightmare of the Outer Realm invaders. The phantom axe didn't stop, it swooped down upon the black firebird. The firebird let out an extremely miserable cry that echoed in the hearts of all the cultivators present. The black firebird's body was chopped in half by the heaven-splitting axe and collapsed. This revealed the pale-faced and terrified Fire Sparrow clan ancestor that was inside the firebird. He watched the axe fall with a momentum he couldn't resist. It was as if he had lost all power to fight back, only able to watch the heaven-splitting axe land between his eyebrows. Thunderous rumbles echoed and an aura of death rushed into the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor. Blood erupted from between his eyebrows and a line of blood appeared. This line continued to spread and eventually split apart. It ripped away his flesh, blood, and his clan mark, revealing his skull. His skull began to shatter and cracks appeared, revealing the pink brain below. The phantom heaven-splitting axe chopped down and cut his brain like tofu. It mercilessly slashed down and split the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor's head in half. Cracking sounds echoed as the phantom heaven-splitting axe moved. Blood erupted from the neck, chest, and every part of the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor's body. The axe pierced through and split his entire body in half. His origin soul wasn't able to escape, it was destroyed as his body was chopped in half and dissipated among the stars. All of this happened in a flash. Instant kill. Instantly killing a third-step cultivator. After the axe passed through, everything became silent. The Outer Realm cultivators were staring at the collapse of the firebird and were stunned by the corpse of the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor that was chopped in half. They couldn't believe it, they didn't dare to believe it. At this moment, no one could stop Wang Lin. He charged through the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor's torn-up corpse. He was filled with killing intent as he stared at the pale Grandmaster Yunlu, who was filled with fear. All Outer Realm cultivators seemed to react at this moment. They all let out screams of terror, and all the cultivators before Wang Lin retreated. Even the cultivator closest to Grandmaster Yunlu became pale and subconsciously retreated. They looked at Wang Lin as if he was a demon that had climbed out from hell and was going to destroy all life. Even Grandmaster Yunlu started to retreat. The fear in her eyes was even more intense than others. She looked at Wang Lin and recalled the image she had delineated. The back of the figure in her vision, that terrifying existence, seemed to be walking toward her. Glory to the Lord of the Sealed Realm! Glory to the Lord of the Sealed Realm! Excited roars came from those thousands of cultivators. Their voices became louder and more excited until they became a sound that seemed to echo for an eternity. Glory to the Lord of the Sealed Realm! This was the real glory of the Lord of the Sealed Realm. It was a sense of haughtiness, an aura that made everyone before him seem like mere ants. The endless invading cultivators before Wang Lin retreated in terror. Wang Lin's speed seemed to reach a limit. Every step he took emitted a thunderous rumble that shook the stars. The heaven-splitting axe that had killed the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor released a howl. This howl was filled with killing intent and crazed determination that collapsed the Outer Realm cultivators' will to battle. This was just the first battle. It was just the start of the war, yet a third-step cultivator of the Outer Realm had already been killed. He wasn't even killed by despicable means nor by a powerful cultivator like Master Hongshan. He was killed by Wang Lin, who was viewed as the Lord of the Sealed Realm, in a straight and fair battle. There was no better method of disintegrating the confidence of the Outer Realm cultivators. Wang Lin had done all of this with his own strength. He had obtained the first kill in the first battle of this war that really made him famous in the Outer Realm. Daoist Water's death didn't count as anything, it was merely killing a slave. However, the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor's death was different. It was a grand battle merit from killing a general of the other side. This was the brightest light for the Cloud Sea cultivators that had suffered heavy casualties. The 100,000 Outer Realm cultivators began to slowly retreat. Aside from fear, there was also a sense of awe in their eyes. Even the cold-looking boy and the celestial imperial concubine looked over. Master Hongshan's heaven-shaking laughter suddenly echoed. The Lord of the Sealed Realm has killed a third-step cultivator of the Outer Realm. We have not lost this battle. As his laughter echoed, he waved his sleeves. A red light flashed out from within his body and he charged at the cold-looking body. He trapped the remaining third-step cultivators with him. Master South Cloud also laughed as he blocked the celestial imperial concubine and battled against her. No one seemed to be able to stop Wang Lin as he charged forward with the heaven-splitting axe. The Outer Realm cultivators continued to retreat, but they weren't as fast as him. From afar, he looked like a blade piercing into the abdomen of the invading army, and he continued to charge through. Thunderous rumbles echoed. Before the lingering sound dissipated, another rumble would start. Grandmaster Yunluo's face was extremely pale as she subconsciously retreated. Her right hand continued to form seals as she divinated for a chance of survival. Her hand was blurry as it changed rapidly. "Stop him!" Grandmaster Yunluo screamed for the first time in this battle. Her voice was filled with endless fear and sounded distorted. There were many third-step cultivators battling Master Hongshan. The cold-looking boy's cultivation level matched his, and the boy waved his right hand, creating a cold aura. This cold aura affected esteemed Nang Jiao and pushed him out of Master Hongshan's suppression. "Kill the Lord of the Sealed Realm," cold-looking boy roared. He saw that the hearts of the Outer Realm cultivators had been shaking. What happened earlier not only collapsed the battle intent in their hearts, it also caused intense fear to spread. This kind of thing was very deadly in a great battle, and he couldn't let this matter continue. If they really let Wang Lin charge into the army and kill Grandmaster Yunluo, then even if they won in the end, it would actually be a loss. In his eyes, this was very easy to resolve. As long as they killed Wang Lin, everything would be fine. He had not only allowed esteemed Nang Jiao to leave, but also another third-step cultivator that came with the second army. This third-step cultivator was an old man in blue from the Bai Lei clan. After he was broken free, he suddenly charged at Wang Lin. Esteemed Nang Jiao was far faster than the old man in blue. He turned into a ray of black light as he charged toward Wang Lin with even more powerful killing intent than before. At this moment, Wang Lin was charging through the Outer Realm army. Any cultivator that couldn't retreat in time could be burned by ethereal fire and scream miserably before collapsing. He was less than 5,000 feet from Grandmaster Yunlu. 4,000 feet, 3,000 feet, 2,000 feet. Just when he was only 2,000 feet away, esteemed Nan Zhao arrived behind Wang Lin. His expression was gloomy as he stared at Wang Lin. He waved his hand and a 5-colored poison smoke appeared. This 5-colored smoke was esteemed Nan Zhao's life essence poison. It had been refined by him for countless years from all the poison he had collected. It was his most important treasure, and it could be compared with Great Desolation's poison. Junior Wang Lin, this battle is over. A cold light flashed in Nan Zhao's eyes and his right hand reached out. He was less than 1,000 feet from Wang Lin. The 5-colored smoke behind him shot forward and turned into 5 tornadoes. Thunderous rumbles echoed across the stars. The 5 tornadoes closed in on Wang Lin from behind. Just at this moment, Wang Lin suddenly turned around. His blood-red eyes were filled with killing intent. He had to kill anyone who tried to stop him. This momentum could not be stopped. Wang Lin's ancient god stars rotated and the Emperor Furnace appeared. The moment it appeared, 9 drops of poison appeared before Wang Lin. Poison, I have it as well. Only 3 drops are needed to kill you. Wang Lin waved his left hand and 3 drops of poison flew toward the 5 tornadoes. The moment the poison appeared, esteemed Nan Zhao's pupils shrank. Great Desolation's poison? If it was Great Desolation using it personally, it might be a threat, but you even dare to take this thing you obtained through some unknown method out. Esteemed Nan Zhao sneered as he closed in with the 5 tornadoes. He was less than 500 feet from Wang Lin. Just at this moment, the 3 drops of poison collided with the 5 tornadoes. The 3 drops of poison exploded and turned into a monstrous poison ocean. This poison was ethereal and soon changed into a large palm that directly smashed into the 5 tornadoes. The 5-colored smoke was formed completely of different, shocking poisons. However, at this moment, when it touched the poison drop, it acted as if it had encountered an even stronger poison and was devoured. 1 tornado directly dissipated into the poison ocean. Before esteemed Nan Zhao could react in horror, 2 more tornadoes collapsed. This isn't Great Desolation's poison. Esteemed Nan Zhao's expression changed greatly. He had been accompanied by poison all his life and knew all the poisons in this world. However, the 3 drops of poison that had turned into this poison ocean was a poison he had never seen before. This poison was very similar to the Great Desolation's poison, but there was a strange difference. It was this difference that made it so esteemed Nan Zhao could not notice how terrifying it was until it was right before him. All of this happened in a flash. The 5 poison tornadoes collapsed and were absorbed by the poison ocean. Then the ocean charged toward Nan Zhao like a monstrous wave. Both sides were too close, less than a few hundred feet away, so not even esteemed Nan Zhao could avoid it. Just as his expression changed, he took a step back and his body became blurry as if he was going to dissipate. Just at this moment, the poison ocean rushed through him. A miserable scream came from inside the poison ocean. Esteemed Nan Zhao's blurry body was forced to reappear. His skin began to fester and poison smoke was released from his body. His eyes became filled with unimaginable fear and he retreated like crazy. He wanted to break free from this poison ocean. What kind of poison is this? Not even Great Desolation can refine this kind of poison. Esteemed Nan Zhao's expression was miserable as he quickly retreated. However, after moving only several feet, his feet melted into blood water. Even his bones melted. Miserable screams that could shake one's mind echoed across the stars and until they became a shocking cry for help. Save me! Esteemed Nan Zhao's lower body had dissipated completely. His arms melted into blood water as he attempted to raise them. Even his upper body melted as well as the poison ocean wrapped around him. The screaming suddenly stopped. The poison ocean returned to Wang Lin along with esteemed Nan Zhao's soul, which could be dead or alive, and was put inside Wang Lin's Emperor Furnace. Only the remnants of a miserable scream still echoed inside the ears of the 100,000 cultivators. The fear in their eyes reached a limit. In particular, the old man in blue that had stepped forward stopped in terror. When Wang Lin coldly looked over, cold sweat appeared on the old man's forehead and he quickly retreated. Wang Lin waved his left hand while he silently pondered. The remaining 6 drops of poison around him flew into the poison ocean and formed a giant vortex around him. He didn't have time to feel heartache for this treasure. Wang Lin let out a roar and pointed with his left hand. The poison sea vortex rushed out. Then his right hand reached at the void and a spatial rift appeared. Countless fierce mosquito beasts charged out. Whether it was the poison ocean or the mosquito beasts, both were things Wang Lin couldn't use earlier because they were his aces in a group battle. The third step cultivators of the outer realm clearly still had power to spare, and if not used at the critical moment, these aces would be stopped before their full effect could come into play. Although right now was not the best time, Wang Lin couldn't wait. As for the nether beast, after devouring the golden storm, it seemed to have disappeared. Wang Lin had attempted to summon it many times, but there was no response. The poison ocean scattered and the mosquito beasts howled. Wang Lin held up the heaven-splitting axe and charged at the pale Grandmaster Yunlu. He swung down with his right hand and the heaven-splitting axe chopped down. There was a flash of axe light and space itself seemed like it was going to be split apart. The heaven-shattering rumble gave off a pressure that shook the hearts of the invading cultivators. It was as if everything in the world had disappeared and this giant axe was the only thing that remained. There were still many cultivators before Grandmaster Yunlu who hadn't retreated yet. They looked in shock as the giant axe rushed toward them. The outer realm cultivator in front was a middle-aged man in black. He only had time to raise his hand before his body and form a seal as he subconsciously tried to resist. However, the axe just whizzed past him. A line of blood appeared between his eyebrows and quickly extended across his body. The clothes he was wearing gave off a tearing sound as they split. His face still retained the horror as large amounts of blood ejected from his body and he was split in half. There were dozens of cultivators behind this middle-aged man. It was as if the stop spell had been used on them when the giant axe passed by. Their bodies trembled and were cut in half. It was impossible to describe the speed of the axe. Before the howling dissipated, the hundreds and thousands of outer realm cultivators behind those dozens felt their vision blur. Their vision never returned. Their bodies collapsed as the sound of the axe passing by echoed. The cultivators behind them all remained still like statues until the axe passed through them like a meteor. A line of blood appeared between their eyebrows and they died one by one. It seemed like no force could stop this axe from penetrating through all the cultivators. The axe closed on the deathly pale Grandmaster Yunlu. A rare sense of helplessness appeared in Grandmaster Yunlu's eyes. Her vision was enveloped completely by this monstrous axe. It was as if everything in the world had disappeared and this murderous axe was the only thing that remained. All of this happened too fast. When the axe closed in, Grandmaster Yunlu only had time to bite her tongue and cough out a mouthful of blood. The blood formed a palm-sized blood shield. This blood shield was an octagon with very uneven edges. The moment the blood shield appeared, the axe landed on it. A shocking sound echoed across the stars. The blood shield was like a piece of tofu, it couldn't even withstand one blow. The runes on it shifted rapidly, changing into a net that wanted to stop the axe. As the rumble echoed, the net was of no use and the axe pierced through it onto the blood shield. The blood shield broke without being able to hold off the axe at all. The axe landed on Grandmaster Yunlu's delicate body before she could even react. The axe swing went through Grandmaster Yunlu's body and into the gap in realm ceiling formation behind her. The entire realm ceiling formation trembled. All of this happened in an instant. When the realm ceiling formation trembled, Grandmaster Yunlu coughed out a mouthful of bright red blood and her body split into 2 pieces of clothes that began to fall. If these 2 pieces of clothes were connected together, they would be the same as a doll mortal children would play with. This doll had a nose and eyes, it looked exactly like Grandmaster Yunlu. It's an avatar. Wang Lin stepped forward and arrived at where Grandmaster Yunlu was. His eyes were filled with killing intent as he stared at the 2 pieces of clothes. He waved his left sleeve and a monstrous fire burned those two pieces of clothes. Even if it's an avatar, I can find your original body. Wang Lin had made up his mind to kill Grandmaster Yunlu. The moment he realized this was an avatar, his left hand formed a seal and the two pieces of burning clothes collapsed. As they collapsed, two strands were extracted by Wang Lin's spell. They intersected as if they were two snakes and formed a vortex. Nether guide, pass. With a roar, the vortex formed a black hole. The black hole was completely dark and it was unknown where it led to. However, just as the black hole appeared, the thunder tattoo in Wang Lin's right eye flashed. The G realm that was sealed as an accompanying thunder shot out of Wang Lin's right eye without hesitation and flew into the black hole. At the same time, the fire essence rushed into the vortex behind the G realm thunder. Thunder and fire rushed in. In the ancient star system, one of the three forbidden lands of the Sovereign Council. This place didn't exist in normal space. It was the Holy Land Grandmaster Yunluo's ancestors had passed down for generations. The lake was clear and there was an island in the middle. She was sitting under a pavilion on the island, wearing white, and her long, black hair flowed down. Her face was pale and her eyes were closed. The moment her avatar was killed by Wang Lin, her body trembled and she coughed out a mouthful of blood. The blood turned into blood mist that drifted away. A few drops landed on her white clothes, making for a shocking sight. She opened her eyes, revealing that they were filled with fear. However, her expression suddenly changed. She looked up just as a black hole-like vortex appeared above the island she was on. The moment the vortex appeared, the sound of thunder rumbling began to echo. The thunder was red, and the moment it appeared, it dyed the sky blood red. A bolt of red thunder descended down on the island Grandmaster Yunlu was on. As the red thunderbolt descended, it grew larger and larger until it was more than 1,000 feet long. It was like a bolt of heavenly thunder that was going to destroy everything on the island. The pressure of the G realm spread out from the red thunder. A heaven-shaking bang echoed when the red thunderbolt landed on the island. The entire island trembled. After the thunder, the endless fire surged and surrounded the island. From afar, it looked like a sea of fire burning. Even the water in the lake was dissipating into white gas due to the sea of fire. The thunder and fire mixed together. The island trembled violently as if a giant hammer had struck it. It was torn apart into pieces and scattered in all directions. Third divination, the heavenly thunder descends. Fourth divination, the sea of fire burns. Fifth divination, the island scatters. Grandmaster Yunlu was sitting on a piece of the island at the center, and the pavilion behind her gave off a gentle light. She coughed out blood once more, and her face was ashen as she bitterly looked at the world around her. Ancestor's 8th divination, the 5th invasion. Just at this moment, the G-realm thunder closed in on Grandmaster Yunlu after destroying the island. It looked like countless blood snakes swimming, making for a shocking sight. This red snake-like thunderbolt rapidly condensed on the gentle light around Grandmaster Yunlu. An instant later, it collided with the gentle light. The gentle light began to distort and condense until it was wrapped tightly around Grandmaster Yunluo's body. It flickered violently in an attempt to resist the G-realm thunder. However, the gentle light was clearly no match. After resisting for a few breaths, it collapsed. The endless red thunder rushed in toward Grandmaster Yunluo's original body. When the red thunder arrived, Grandmaster Yunlu bitterly waved her jade-like hand. A black skeleton appeared before her. This skeleton gave off ancient aura. It was the bones of her teacher. The moment the bones appeared, the red thunder seemed to be attracted and rushed into this skeleton. Thunderous rumbles echoed and the skeleton suddenly collapsed. 6th divination, Ancestor's remains shatter. 7th divination, the soul returns to merge with the clan. 8th divination, the autumn orchid revives. 9th divination, Grandmaster Yunluo's voice gradually dissipated within the rumbles. After her master's bones had absorbed all the red thunder, they collapsed. The fragments formed a storm that wrapped around Grandmaster Yunluo's body. Her body shattered and completely disintegrated, even her origin soul collapsed. However, a soul fused with the storm of bone fragments and disappeared along with the storm in a flash. In the Cloud Sea battleground, Wang Lin was holding the giant axe up as he stood there, and his gaze swept past the outer realm cultivators. There was a flash of killing intent in his eyes. The poison ocean howled across the stars, and the tens of thousands of mosquitoes beasts roared as they moved with the poison ocean, charging toward the 100,000 outer realm cultivators. In the distance of the Cloud Sea, large ripples suddenly appeared. Inside the ripples, 1, 2, 3, more than 900 cultivation planets suddenly flew out. The all-heaven reinforcements had arrived. Even further away, bolts of lightning appeared out of nowhere. They ripped open the void and quickly closed in. It wasn't, say, a few bolts of lightning, but countless bolts. The summoned river reinforcements had arrived. This video will end here.